Listed in the table below are the number of years that archbishops and monarchs in a certain country lived after their election or coronation. We're to treat the values as simple random samples from larger populations, and use a 0.10 significance level to test the claim that the mean longevity for archbishops is less than the mean for monarchs after coronation. So we have a hypothesis test concerning the difference between two means. If we look at the table, we'll notice that the longevities for archbishops is going to be population 1 or sample 1, and monarchs is sample 2. Now the claim is that archbishops live on average less than monarchs after coronation, so that will be the alternative hypothesis, that mu1 is less than mu2, where our starting assumption is that their longevities are in fact equal. So mu1 equal to mu2 would be our null hypothesis, and mu1 less than mu2 would be our alternative hypothesis. So you'll notice that's what we're testing. I've used the table to open the data in Excel, and now that we're testing the difference between two means, what's nice is there's a built-in function in Excel to complete this for us, so we don't have to plug through all of the muddy details. This is why we installed the Data Analysis Tool Pack. So what I'm going to do is go to the Data Analysis menu, and if I scroll down, okay, the t-test for two samples assuming unequal variances is where we're at. If I select this, it's then going to open up a GUI to let me choose the data. And you'll notice it's fairly intuitive. It's already selected column 1 as my variable 1 range, and if I go to column 2 here, alright, it's already selected column 2 as my range. Okay, so I want the data for column 1 for population 1 in variable 1 range. I want the data for population 2 or sample 2 in the variable 2 range. And notice I'm only going down to the actual data we have. Don't highlight the rest of that column. The hypothesized mean difference is 0, because remember, H0 was that mu1 is equal to mu2. So if you were to subtract their mean differences, you would get 0. Okay? We have this clicked because the labels are at the top of the columns. We want Excel to read those as such. Okay? And alpha was 0.10 for our test. Okay? So then I just go ahead and execute the test. And it's going to open up a new tab. Notice there's now a new tab where the data from the test is actually listed. Okay? Let's expand everything so you can see it. So what we're given is, so it gives you the data from each, the mean and the sample variance from each sample, and then this is where we want to focus. Here is the t-statistic, right, or the test statistic from our test. Okay? And you'll notice it's negative 2.75. Okay? And it's giving me p-values for different tailed tests. Right? So we had a one-tailed test where we were testing mu1 less than mu2. So here is my p-value right here, 0.004. So that's the p-value for my left-tailed test that I was executing. So I'll leave it now to you guys to draw your conclusions after being able to calculate the necessary statistics for the test.